What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Today on this video we'll be doing complex numbers in an Argand diagram. So before I start this problem, how about you pause this problem and try to solve this one, or try to plot the Argand diagram, and let's see if we're gonna able to get these diagrams here. Now before I start solving this problem, I just like to say thank you very much guys for watching, subscribing to the channel, commenting, and not forgetting those who like and share the videos. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel, and also don't forget to hit the bell notification. Alright guys, so let's look at this problem here. So they want us to represent the given complex number on an Argand diagram. So the complex numbers that they're talking about is Z1, Z2 here, Z3, and Z4. As you can see, there are four complex numbers here. Now, I've made a video about how to plot or represent the complex numbers in an Argand diagram. You can go to that video on the description, or you can click on the icon on the top right, and then you are able to watch that video. So that video is an intro on how to draw the graph. Alright guys, so let's start. So if you still remember, this is how you do. Let's start with Z1. Alright, so Z1 is 5 plus 3i. We know that the real number represents the x-axis, and the imaginary number, it represents the y-axis. So you have to draw your Cartesian plane. Let's do it. So this is our Cartesian plane here. Just draw it like this. Then this is going to be our x-axis, which represents the real number, and then that will be our y-axis, which represents the imaginary number. And then this side here, it's positive side, and the other side is negative. And then on top here is also positive, underneath here it's negative. This is our origin. Alright people, so when we draw this graph here, remember the 5 represent the x, or the real part of the complex number. So you can say this part here is actually 5, right, on the x-axis. Remember, it's also positive. And then on our y-axis, the 3i represent the y-axis. So we're gonna say this is 3, right? You don't really have to have a scale unless it's required of you to have a scale, but really you don't have to have a scale. So 3 and 5, so wherever they meet, you draw a point there. Then from there you start drawing your diagram from the origin to the point. That is gonna be the representation of the Z1 in an Argand. So you're also gonna draw a line that is straight to 5, like that. So this here guys is the representation of Z1 here. As you can see, it's happening on the first quadrant. I did mention this: when the real number and the imaginary number are positive, the Argand diagram is gonna be on the first quadrant. Alright, the second complex number, we have 2 minus I. So let's write here Z2. So Z2 is equal to 2 minus I. So when we draw the Cartesian plane, so that you can be able to draw our Argand diagram, this is how it's gonna look like. There we go. We have x, which represent the real numbers. We have y, which represent the imaginary numbers. So this is our origin. On this side is going to be positive, on this side is going to be positive, the here is going to be negative, and this side is going to be negative. Alright, so if you can look at this, the real number is 2, so we can say this is going to be 2. And then the imaginary number, it's negative I, so we can say this is negative I. Remember, negative I is more like negative 1 on the y-axis, so rather write negative I. So you draw a fainted line here and another fainted line here. Wherever these lines meet, which is this part here, that is your point there. So from the origin, you draw a radius or a modulus. There we go, and then you connect, and then this one here you also connect it. As you can see, this now is our right angle triangle. This is now the representative of Z2 in an Argand diagram. All right, I hope you can understand, guys. So let's continue. It's time for us to do Z3. Now let's look at Z3. So Z3 is equaling to negative 3 plus 4i. So we know that this, we need to draw the Cartesian plane for us to be able to represent it. Let's do it. So we have y, which represents the imaginary numbers. We have x, which represent the real numbers, and x here is going to be positive on this side, and y on this side is going to be positive. X is going to be negative this side, and y is going to be negative. So we have the origin there. Right, so let's draw our graph. As you can see, Z3 has a real number which is negative. Remember, real numbers are on x-axis, so negative 3, we can write it here, negative 3, and then we also have positive 4. So the positive side of the imaginary number is on the top here, so let's write here 4, and then wherever this point meets, this will be your point somewhere there. Right, then from the origin you connect to the point, and then you draw a line that is parallel here. There we go. So we have our right angle triangle. Okay, it doesn't look like it, but we have it like that. So as you can see, when we have a negative real number but a positive imaginary number, our graph is gonna be, or our diagram is gonna be on the second quadrant. Right, guys, so this is a representative of a Gantt diagram for Z3. Now let's create a little bit of space for Z4. All right, our Z4, we've created space already, so Z4 is going to be equaling to, as you can see here, negative 2 minus 3i. Let's write it, negative 2 minus 3i. So let's draw the Cartesian plane so that you can able to draw our Z4. Okay, so so that you can able to represent it here, guys. We have y, which represents the imaginary numbers. We have x-axis, which represents the real numbers. This is going to be positive y on the top there. This is going to be positive x on our right, and our left is negative x, and underneath it's negative y. So let us not forget the origin. So let's look at Z4. Z4, as you can see, the real number is negative 2. Usually negative 2, you can put it somewhere there. All right, very close to origin. And then our imaginary number is negative 3i. So we can say negative 3i is somewhere there. So let me write it here, negative 3i. Right, so when you connect these dots, there will be a point here. When they meet, they will create a point. So that point, from the origin, you connect it. Right, there we go. And then from here, you connect it to that. So as you can see, now we have the right angle triangle. So guys, it means that when you have a negative real number and a negative imaginary number, our complex number is gonna be at the third quadrant. Guys, this is how you present the complex number in an Argand diagram. I hope you managed to understand this. It was really not that difficult, but it looks a bit long, so I hope it was not that challenging as such. Again, guys, if you didn't understand, don't forget that I made a video on how to plot the Argand diagram. In fact, it's an introduction. So this is just a follow-up to what we did on that video. You can watch that video at the end of this video. It will appear also, and on the playlist there will be videos about Argand diagram. All right, people, I hope you understood. Don't forget to like the video if this video helped you to understand better. Don't forget to share the video if you also did the same, and if you haven't subscribed, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to hit the bell notification. Thank you very much guys for watching. Until next time, cheers.